Okay, we're going to show you what it takes to make your worksheets. Every worksheet that you produce on your Gold Nice copier, we have to do this for it. Put it in the scanner and scan it. It shows up on my machine here. I send text to Word. And this is the way it turned out. So what it's supposed to say is ask about extinction. It has this name over here which is fairly irrelevant. So I have to go back in here now and edit.
So La Z1KE actually was what it said
Ask
on
about.
here as ask about. Okay.
Okay. So, and I didn't get a line, I just got a comma for some reason. Extinction. Change this so I can see it easier. You'll notice that it made everything bold. So I'm going to select all of it and I'm going to unbold it. You'll notice it also stopped lines, and I don't need that because of the way it was laid out on our print copy. It stopped on when, even though every kind of animal is part of that sentence. So what I would go through is, and then see why, I don't know what that is, when every becomes extinct, when every animal that's cut. So we got CY instead of every.
Okay, so it didn't, even though it was a regular font, it missed a word.
Now we got check. That's supposed to be here. This is where their assignment starts.
Oh, okay. So we've just now made it through that top section,
Those
which
two
is the
paragraphs.
words. Okay.
Animal becomes extinct. And then we have check boxes in print. This is a good example of what happens here. Is that we didn't get a checkbox.
Did it actually type check? Oh, check was part of that.
This
Okay,
little
right.
box here is a graphic, so it didn't show
so
up.
it came up as a giant D. Is that what it was?
That one of them did, yeah.
Okay. What did the rest?
Circle, and then it has shark because that's actually on the next line.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. Let me get rid of this for a second. One of the most famous extinct animals is the, and then you're supposed to choose between shark or dinosaur.
Okay,
So you might do this for us, even though you've got a.
Okay, so it was laid out, in a much different way on the workbook. So you have to make some kind of modification over here.
Yeah, so you get the same concept of
Right.
what they're supposed to do. But it says circle, well, I have to change my directions because that obviously doesn't make any sense to circle.
Oh, right.
Um,
Right, so even though now we're seeing this in a Word document, you're doing this in preparation to turn this into Braille.
yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
it has to be a very straightforward layout.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is pretty straightforward, and this is what it turned out like. Okay, so then what I do is there's a couple different things. This is the way I do it, but it does it differently. I select the whole document, I copy it, I go into Duxbury, which is our translation software.
Duxbury translates from Word to Braille?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to open a new one and make it print, and then I'm going to paste this document in here. Now I'm seeing some silly stuff going on.
So even there, it's from what you did, from Word to Duxbury, you might have issues that you have to deal with? Okay.
Right. And then this, I might not even like the way this turns out later. When I translate it into Braille, I might be editing it again. So I edit it in Word, I'm editing it in print in Duxbury. I'm always gauging as to what's going to make the most sense to the student and to you, so that you get the answers you want. So then I translate it, and it turns into dots.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm going to look again. On the bottom here, it gives me a translation of what's up here, so I can check this again
Okay.
and make sure it says what it's supposed to. Okay. I haven't looked at it real carefully. Okay, now these are indented paragraphs, so I really need to get rid of that extra line. Often we'll do block paragraphing instead of the indents like you guys do. However, now this paragraph, it thought the paragraph ended because I didn't catch that in print. So I need to bring this back up so that it's part of this paragraph.
And you you know what this says because you've dealt with Braille
Well,
forever.
yes, right.
It's all dots to us.
Right. Well, and it's got it down here, so I see that some animals become extinct. So I can see that went to a new line.
Okay,
and
now
I didn't want
most
it
of
to do
this
that.
work's going to be done by the para. Is
Mostly.
the para going to be very familiar with Braille? Are they going to usually work with a visually impaired student, or?
Well, it depends. If they're lucky, if we're all lucky, they start out as a first grader, and they can learn the Braille as the first grader does. But it takes a while to learn this stuff, and most of them have to learn it on the job, which isn't easy to do. And if they're really great, we love them, they take classes and learn this stuff so they know what they're doing, because I donate a limited amount of time.
Okay, because you're the one that kind of travels.
For the whole school district.
Right. So you're kind of the intensive learning.
Right.
where they have trouble in certain areas, you make sure that they're focusing on those tougher spots.
Whatever skills that they need, specialized skills that they need from me. Now this is all edited. So I'd probably save it. Okay, and then I'm going to emboss it. This is my embosser right here. It's on. And I just send it like you would send it to a printer. Old-fashioned printers. Tear out the ends. And we have your worksheet.
Okay, so that's the whole worksheet.
Yep, and it goes on the back as well.
Really?
This is called Interpoint, so it prints it on the back. So
Okay.
it's the front. Paper
All right.
saving space.
Yeah, well, obviously that was one page in print, and it's like a page and a half in Braille.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that whole process where you would have just handed out a worksheet took 13 minutes.
Yep.
Thanks.
It's just one very nicely put out, but that's a very nice worksheet.
Right, so if you've got a whole chapter you're doing or something.
Or plays, or torture.
Or torture, okay.